Welcome to today's show. I am your host, Claire. Nice to have you with me today. So the topic today is how to act while you are on stage. This is a pretty serious topic, especially if you're new, because I could see how this could be an aspect of work you would be nervous about, or even on a consistent basis for a long time. It's something that a lot of people were intimidated by. Eventually, I just kind of shut my brain off to it. You can't sit there and focus on these things for that long if you want to make a lot of money. You just need to get over it, which I'm sure is easier said than done, but it is true. You need to figure out how to get over that, and hopefully some of my advice will help you. So, here's some of the first advice that I can give you. If you can avoid stage, avoid it. I didn't like stage at all. I felt like it was a huge waste of time, and I just felt like it was a huge waste of time. I didn't want to get up there and make a few dollars in 3 minutes, maybe $7, $8, $9 in 10, 15 minutes if I could have made 60 or 80 or 100 in that same time frame. I would have much rather been dancing for a client than dancing for a bunch of strangers in front of me that are just giving me dollar bills. So my suggestion is bribe your manager to stay off stage. I did that all the time, and it worked for a really long time. Now, I wasn't actually supposed to do that, but you know, everyone wants money. So if you just tell your manager, even if they're not allowed to let you do it, I'll give you, I would start low, maybe $20, or just say 40. You could just go with 40. That's what I did, but that's because I really liked my manager anyway, and I wanted to hook her up, and I really wanted her to say yes. If I had said 20 and she said no, and then I jumped to 40, she might have either been stuck in her head at no because she's already said it, or she might have thought, well, maybe I'd be willing to give her more than 40 if she said no again, which she might have been right. So I just started at 40 because I felt like that was a safe number and it was worth my time to just pay $40 for the whole night to stay off stage, and I did that consistently for years. Eventually, some of the girls started to catch on and started to ask her why I never had to get on stage. And I don't know what she told them, but she just told me a couple of nights, after that, every once in a while she'd make me get on stage. But that's besides the point. So at some clubs, though, you're allowed to do that. You're allowed to just pay to stay off stage, like clubs in Las Vegas, for instance, or other clubs. I think I worked at one in LA that actually the DJ just let me stay off stage. Now that I think about it, I told him I really didn't like stage, and he just said, oh, that's okay, you don't have to go on. So I don't know what that was about, or if that was normal. I don't think I ever went back to that club again anyway, though, so I'm not sure. Anyway, so that would be my number one advice for stage, is just to stay off of it. But that's because I was never a fan of going on stage to begin with. I felt like it was a waste of time. So if you have to go on stage, though, or even if you like going on stage, make that time worth your time. So sell while you're on stage. If there's nobody at the stage for you to sell to, make eye contact with customers, and you should do this regardless, because going up there and just, when you got all these lights on you and stuff, and if you're self-conscious at all or whatever, you might not feel like looking around the room and having this like self-conscious kind of like, oh, I wonder who is, who's interested or who's not or whatever. Don't feel like that. Make eye contact with these guys and really make eye contact with them. Give them a nice inviting smile. Give them a wink. And keep in mind, it doesn't matter if you feel like you're making a fool of yourself. It's okay, because eventually you're going to start to learn what really works. You might feel silly at first, but if you act like what you're doing is sexy, somebody's going to think it's sexy. And even if somebody thinks it's silly, that's okay. They're not the ones paying you. It doesn't matter. Not everybody needs to think that you're sexy. But the sexier you feel, the sexier you act, the more other people are going to perceive you that way. And they're going to treat you that way, which means they're going to pay you more. So go for that, in my opinion. I subscribe to that. Some some advice that was given to me when I first started working at clubs was, it was actually the very first club I ever worked at, was move very, very slow. Don't spin around on the pole super fast and act like you're an acrobat. Like, move very slow. Give guys a chance to see all of you. Rub your hands down your neck and down your chest and down your thighs, and bend over and rub your hands up your back, and just move slow. Do floor work. Get down on your knees. That can kind of hurt sometimes, but it does look sexy. And eventually you'll get used to it. You'll also probably get bruises, but you'll get used to it. Well, maybe you won't. I don't know. It probably just depends on your body type. But I always thought I looked good, and I always made money getting down and in front of customers and talking to them especially. So make sure to sell while you're on stage. So after you get somebody to come to stage, or if somebody's already at the stage, approach them and, talk to them sexy and quiet and inviting, and ask them if they want to dance. I'm going to go over different things that you can say to sell. Like different words that you can use, different sayings you can use to really sell yourself. But for the most part, it would be helpful if you learned what to say on your own. You're going to have things that are going to work for you that wouldn't work for me. I'm going to have things that would work for me that wouldn't work for you. I want to give you a funny example, but I don't feel like it's funny at the moment. I guess I'm just not in the funny kind of mood. But at the time, to me, it was hilarious. My sister used to work with me, and she came up to me at one point, and she said, give me a line, give me something to say to him. I guess she was having a bad night or something. And I said, okay. I said, the next customer you have, I said, walk right up to him and stare him directly in the eyes. And I said, look at him and say, I've been waiting for you my whole life. And just stare him in the eyes and wait for his reaction. And after a minute, or a couple seconds, he's going to realize you're joking, and that'll either kind of make him laugh, or it'll really turn him on, or something will happen. You'll get a reaction out of him some way, and that'll help break the ice. That's kind of a quick way to go about selling a dance. And she looks at me and she goes, are you serious? She's like, you actually say stuff like that? And I was like, shit, just give it a try. I was like, if it doesn't work, who cares? And the answer was yes, I did do stuff like that. I did stuff like that a lot. And it worked. And she went up to a guy, and that was exactly what she did. She stared him right in the eye. And she said that to him. She said, I have been waiting for you all night. And immediately she just put her head down and goes, oof, that didn't go very well, did it? Like, she said that out loud. So if you're going to do something, go all the way. You've got to see it through. So turn your actress gene on. Just play it up and go for it. Just give it a shot. And, even if it doesn't work the first time, don't give up there. Maybe try it again a couple more times, but say it in a different tone of voice. Say it a little bit slower. Say it a little bit sexier. Make better eye contact. Rub their neck. Put your hand around their neck or something. Anyway, I'm going to leave it at that. Wow, 9 minutes already. I'm going to leave it at that for my tips for being on stage.